The night sky was never truly dark on Mars. Even when the twin moons hid behind the rust clouds, the red dust glowed faintly under the light of the human colony domes. Lieutenant Ethan Cole stood at the edge of the crater, his helmet light sweeping across twisted metal. Something had fallen from orbit, fast, silent and not human. He had seen many wrecks before, drones, cargo pods, even the remains of pirate ships, but this one felt different. His suit sensors showed no radiation, no heat, yet his heart was racing like before a storm. The wreck was half buried in the sand, black metal cracked open like an egg. Blue mist leaked from the gaps and vanished into the wind. Ethan moved closer. The air smelled sharp like ozone and blood, then he heard it. A soft sound, a whisper, a cry. He froze. Inside the wreck, something moved. Ethan raised his rifle, light trembling slightly as he aimed at the opening. "Command, I've got movement," he whispered into his comm. No reply. Static hissed back. The storm outside the dome must have broken the signal. He was alone. He took a slow breath and stepped inside. The corridor was narrow, filled with strange glowing veins running across the walls. The lights pulsed faintly, almost like breathing. He moved carefully, each step echoing in the silence. Then his light found her. A girl, or something that looked like one. She lay against the wall, tangled in silver wires, her skin pale blue, her hair almost white and floating softly as if underwater. Her clothes, if they could be called that, were thin, made of some metallic fabric that shimmered under his light. Ethan lowered his weapon. She looked fragile, more human than any alien he had ever imagined. Her chest rose and fell weakly. She was alive. He knelt beside her. "Hey, can you hear me?" Her eyes opened. They glowed faintly gold. For a second he forgot to breathe. "Please," she whispered, her voice trembling like a soft echo inside his helmet. "Don't." "Remove my clothes." Ethan blinked, confused. He had no plan to. He was a soldier, not some creep. But her words, so desperate, so frightened, cut through him. "I won't," he said softly. "I'm here to help you." She shook her head weakly. "If you do, it will hurt you. It will break you." Her eyes closed again and she went limp. Ethan checked her pulse. Faint, but there. He looked around, no medkits, no signs of others. Only strange symbols glowing on the walls. He touched one panel and it came alive, displaying unreadable alien script. "Okay, let's get you out of here," he muttered. He lifted her gently. She was light, too light like hollow bones. As he carried her out of the wreck, the blue mist thickened and the ship gave a deep metallic groan as if mourning. Outside, the storm was growing. The wind screamed against his suit, but he pushed through, heading for his rover half a kilometer away. The girl's head rested against his shoulder, her breathing shallow. Halfway there, his helmet speakers crackled. "Ethan, report. You've been off comms for 5 minutes. It was command. I've got someone, non-human, alive. I'm bringing her in." Static. Then, "Copy that. Proceed with caution. Do not remove anything from her body until the med team arrives." He frowned. "What? How do you—" The line went dead again. Ethan reached the rover, placed the alien girl on the seat and started the engine. Red dust rose behind them as they sped toward the colony lights. He looked at her once more. She seemed peaceful now, but her hands twitched sometimes, as if dreaming. The metallic threads in her outfit glowed faintly, pulsing in rhythm with his own heartbeat. Then his onboard computer beeped. "Warning. Unknown signal detected inside vehicle. Source passenger seat." Ethan turned sharply. The girl's eyes were open again, bright gold now. "Please," she whispered, voice trembling through the storm's howl. "Don't take it off." "Don't let them." And before he could reply, the rover lights flickered, every system screaming an alert. The engine died. The world went dark. Only her golden eyes remained, glowing softly in the red dust. The rover sat silent in the middle of the red wasteland. Dust storm howled outside, shaking the metal frame. Inside, Ethan Cole stared at the alien girl, her golden eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. The engine was dead. The power lights blinked red, and the dashboard showed nonsense symbols, ones he'd never seen before. The girl's body shimmered with a faint pulse like electricity moving under her skin. "What did you do?" Ethan whispered. She didn't answer. Her gaze was calm but sad, like she already knew what was coming. "Please," she said softly. "Don't let them touch me. Don't let them remove it." Ethan frowned. "Remove what?" She touched the metallic fabric on her body. This is not clothing. It's a part of me. He stared, realizing the threads weren't cloth at all. They were fused into her skin, growing from it like living armor. Tiny blue sparks moved through the lines, lighting her up from within. Ethan swallowed. If you're injured, I need to get you to the med bay. They can help. No! Her voice cracked like thunder. They will break me. And it will break you too. Her words didn't make sense, but something in her eyes, pure fear, froze him. Outside, lightning flashed through the red storm. Ethan tried to restart the rover. Nothing. The system was dead, just static on every display. Then the comm light blinked green. Lieutenant Cole, said a voice through the static. We have your location. Stay put. Extraction team inbound. Finally, Ethan muttered in relief. We're getting out of here, but the girl's face went pale. No, please don't let them come. If they find me, they will use me. Who? The colony? They're humans, they'll help. She shook her head weakly. Your kind doesn't help things it doesn't understand. Before he could reply, the rover shook violently. Ethan grabbed the steering bar. What the sky above them opened up. A ship, sleek, black, silent, appeared through the storm. It wasn't human. Its design was too perfect, too smooth, like it was grown, not built. It hovered for a moment, scanning the ground. The girl's hands trembled. They found me. Who? Ethan demanded. Your people? She looked at him with those glowing eyes, tears forming like liquid gold. They are not my people. They are my hunters, Ethan's heart pounded. Then we need to move now. He grabbed his emergency power core, slamming it into the rover's main panel. The system flickered, screamed, then roared back to life. The engine howled as the wheels spun through the dust. The black ship fired a beam of light. No explosion, just silence, and the sand turned to glass where it hit. Hold on. Ethan yelled as he steered hard, dodging the next shot. The rover bounced violently. The girl cried out, clutching her chest. Her metallic suit flared with light, and suddenly the rover's system surged. Power readings jumped. The engine screamed with new energy. The girl's eyes glowed brighter and strange symbols danced across the dashboard. What are you doing? Ethan shouted over the noise. I'm giving you power, she whispered. But it hurts. He looked at her, really looked. She wasn't just some alien. She was part machine, part energy. Whatever she was keeping them alive. The ship above followed them, silent and merciless. A bright blue beam cut through the storm, grazing the rover and sending it tumbling over the ridge. Metal crunched. The world spun, then silence. Ethan's head throbbed. His visor cracked and he could taste blood. The rover lay upside down, half buried in the sand. Sparks hissed from broken wires. He turned. The girl was gone. Panic shot through him. No. He crawled out of the wreck, his vision blurry. The storm had calmed now, strangely calm, like the world was holding its breath. Then he saw her, standing in the open, facing the black ship. Her body glowed so bright it hurt to look at. Stop! Ethan shouted, stumbling toward her. She turned slightly, her eyes full of sadness. You shouldn't have helped me. They will come for you now. Before he could reach her, a beam of light descended from the ship. She looked up into it and whispered something he couldn't hear. Then she was gone. The ship rose silently and vanished into the clouds. Ethan fell to his knees in the dust, staring at the empty sky. His comm crackled again. Lieutenant Cole, we've got your signal. What happened out there? He didn't answer. He just stared at the place where she had stood, her voice echoing in his mind. Don't let them remove it. It will break you. The rover sparked beside him, and on its shattered screen appeared a single glowing symbol, one of the same alien markings from the wreck. It pulsed once. Then twice, then it whispered through the speaker. Ethan. For 3 nights, Lieutenant Ethan Cole didn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her. The alien girl's golden eyes glowing in the dust, whispering his name through the dark. He sat alone in the lab, staring at the broken rover screen. The strange symbol that had appeared after the crash still pulsed faintly, one golden curve looping around a smaller circle. The tech team said it was just a corrupted interface, but Ethan knew better. That voice. It had said his name. He had been ordered to rest, but he couldn't. The girl's words haunted him. If they remove it, it will break you. What did she mean? And why had command gone silent every time he mentioned her? The Mars colony was quiet that night. Rows of metal domes gleamed under the pale moons. The only sound was the low hum of oxygen filters and Ethan's own heartbeat. He poured himself another cup of bitter synth coffee and turned back to the data log. Suddenly, his screen flickered. Lines of alien symbols rolled across it, replacing the colony's logo. Then, static. And then her voice. "Ethan," he froze. The cup fell from his hand and shattered on the floor. "Who's there?" "It's me," the voice said, soft and broken. "You shouldn't have brought me here." Ethan's heart raced. "Where are you?" "In your system," she whispered. "They copied my body before they took me. Now, I am inside your network." He leaned closer to the screen, unable to believe what he was hearing. "You're alive?" "Yes, but not like before. They are trying to open me to take what's inside." "Who?" Ethan demanded. "The hunters? The black ship?" "No," she said quietly. "Your people." Ethan felt the air leave his lungs. "That's impossible. We wouldn't. They think I am a weapon." Her voice trembled. "They will strip away everything until I am only code." He stared at the terminal. "Then tell me what you are. Please help me understand." There was a long silence. Then she whispered, "I was made to connect worlds. I can speak to machines, to minds, to life itself. But when they tried to use me, something went wrong. I broke free. And now they fear me." Ethan's skin crawled. "You're saying you can control technology?" "I can speak to it," she said softly. "Like you speak to your friends? But if they take it from me, they will use it to command everything." Ethan rubbed his face, trying to think. He had heard rumors. Stories about secret labs under the colony. Experiments with alien artifacts. None were ever confirmed. "Until now, why me?" he asked. "Why are you talking to me?" "Because you didn't hurt me," she said. "Because you listened." Her voice grew faint. "Ethan, they are coming. They know I reached you." "What? Who's coming?" The door to his lab slid open. 2 security officers stepped in, faces hidden behind dark visors. "Lieutenant Cole," one of them said coldly. "You're under temporary quarantine." "Step away from the console." Ethan's stomach twisted. "Why? What's going on?" "Orders from Central Command. You've been exposed to non-human data. That's all you need to know." The screen behind him still flickered with golden light. He saw her face appear for a moment, eyes wide with fear. "Don't let them shut me down." Ethan made a choice. He slammed his hand onto the emergency switch. The lights went out. "Sparks flew," the officer shouted. In the darkness, he yanked the main drive from the console, her drive, and ran. Sirens blared through the colony dome. "Security breach in Lab Sector 3. He sprinted down the corridor, clutching the glowing drive to his chest. Her voice echoed faintly inside his helmet. "You shouldn't have done that." "Too late now," Ethan panted. "If they want you, they'll have to go through me." He reached the airlock. Red lights flashed. He forced the manual override, slipped through, and climbed into a rover parked near the dome wall. The engines roared to life. Behind him, soldiers shouted and alarms screamed. Ahead of him, the open desert waited. Cold, red, endless. He drove into the storm. The drive pulsed once in his hand. Her voice, soft and almost human, whispered, "Ethan, they will hunt us both now." He smiled bitterly. Let them try. The storm swallowed them whole. The desert stretched endlessly, red and silent. Ethan Cole drove through the storm until the colony lights were gone. Just him. The wind and the glowing drive clutched in his gloved hand. Inside the rover, only one light still worked. The faint golden pulse from the drive. Every few seconds it flickered, like a heartbeat. "Where do I go now?" Ethan muttered to himself. The radio hissed and her voice came softly through the static. "South. Follow the old mining ridge. There is a place beneath it. You will be safe there." Ethan gripped the steering bar tighter. "You're awake again." "I never slept," she said. "Not anymore." He looked down at the drive. "Are you still you? The same girl I met?" Her voice hesitated. "Mostly, but part of me is gone. When they copied me, they took pieces, memories, feelings. I can't remember my real name anymore." Ethan frowned. "Then I'll call you something. How about Lyra?" There was a small pause. Then she whispered, "Lyra." "I like that." He smiled faintly. "Good. Lyra it is." The storm eased as he followed her directions. The rover climbed over sharp rocks and dunes until a dark shape appeared ahead, a broken mining station long abandoned. Half-buried metal towers stuck out of the sand like old bones. Ethan stopped near a collapsed hangar. "This the place?" "Yes," Lyra said. Go below. The deeper you go, the less they can find us. He found a hatch hidden under the sand and forced it open. Cold air rushed out, dry and heavy. He climbed down the ladder into darkness, the drive lighting his path with its soft glow. The tunnel led to a wide underground chamber filled with old machines covered in dust. Pipes ran along the wall, some still leaking faint blue mist. Ethan set the drive on a table and brushed off the dust, so, "What now?" he asked. Lyra's voice echoed around the metal room. "Connect me." "I need power to speak clearly." Ethan hesitated, remembering what she said before. "If you remove it, it will break you." Still, he connected the drive to the generator console. The lights flickered, and then she appeared. Not fully human, not fully light. Her body shimmered like water, her golden eyes calm but filled with sorrow. Ethan stared, speechless. "You're really here?" Lyra looked around slowly. "This place remembers pain. What do you mean?" She walked toward one of the old machines, touching the rusted metal. The surface glowed under her hand and images flashed. Humans working, digging deep under Mars, finding something buried. "They found my core here," she whispered. "I was sleeping for thousands of years." Ethan frowned. "Your core?" "My true self," she said softly. "This body you saw, it was a vessel. But my mind, my power came from something ancient below this world." Ethan tried to process her words. "Are you saying you're part of Mars?" "In a way. The first life here was not born, it was built. Machines that could think and feel. We were made to guide the ones who came after. But when humans arrived, they woke what should have stayed asleep." Ethan rubbed his temples. "You mean the colony used your technology?" "Yes," she said, her eyes dimming. "They used my brothers and sisters to build their systems. But the moment they connected us, we felt everything. Fear, pain, death. We couldn't bear it." Ethan's throat went dry. "That's why you ran," Lyra nodded. "I escaped into orbit. But they pulled me down. You found me before they could finish what they started." For a long moment there was only silence. The hum of the old machines filled the air. Ethan looked at her, so human yet not human at all, and felt something strange. Empathy. "You don't deserve this," he said quietly. "No one does." She looked at him sadly. "Ethan, they won't stop. Now that you have me, you are marked. You carry my signal. Let them come," he said. "We'll fight," but Lyra shook her head. "You can't fight what you can't see." Before Ethan could ask what she meant, the walls trembled. A deep rumble echoed through the chamber. Dust rained down from the ceiling. Lyra's eyes widened. "They found us. Already? How?" Ethan shouted. "They traced my frequency. They always do." The ground split open, and from the cracks rose silver drones, small, fast and silent. Their red sensors blinked like eyes. Ethan grabbed his rifle. "Stay behind me!" Lyra's glow brightened. "No. This time I'll protect you." The drones fired beams of light, but the shots curved away, bending like glass around Ethan. Lyra raised her hand, her eyes burning gold. The machines froze midair, shaking violently. Then one by one they exploded in silence. The room fell still again. Ethan turned to her, stunned. "What did you just do?" Lyra's light flickered weakly. "I spoke to them," she whispered, "and I told them to stop." Then she collapsed into his arms, her body fading like mist. "Lyra!" "Stay with me!" Ethan shouted, her fading voice trembled. "The core? Find my core before they do." And with that she was gone, leaving only the faint golden glow of the drive in his hand. Silence returned after the fight. The broken drones lay scattered like metal bones across the dusty floor. Faint smoke rose from them, glowing red in the dark. Ethan Cole stood still, holding the small golden drive in his shaking hands. "Lyra?" he whispered. No answer. Only the faint hum of dying circuits. He swallowed hard. She had saved him again. And now she was gone, but her last words burned in his mind. "Find my core before they do." Ethan looked around the underground chamber. Rusted tunnels stretched into blackness filled with pipes, cables, and shadows. Somewhere down there, something waited. Something ancient. He took a deep breath, clipped the drive to his chest plate, and switched on his helmet light. The beam cut through the darkness, revealing symbols carved on the walls, the same looping alien signs he had seen before. They glowed faintly when his light passed over them, as if they were alive. He followed the markings deeper underground, The tunnels grew narrower, colder. The metal floor turned to stone. The air felt heavier, filled with low vibrations, almost like a heartbeat beneath the planet itself. After an hour of walking, Ethan reached a door made of dark crystal. It wasn't built, it had grown from the rock. Strange veins of light ran through it, pulsing slowly. He touched the surface and his wrist display flickered. The golden symbol from Lyra's drive appeared on the screen. "You found it," said a faint voice. Ethan jumped. "Lyra, you're back?" "Only a fragment," she replied softly. "You are close. Beyond this door lies my core, but it is not just mine." "What do you mean?" "There are others, sleeping." Before he could ask, the door opened with a sound like a deep sigh. Warm light spilled out, bathing him in gold and red. He stepped inside and froze. The chamber was enormous. Dozens of glowing pods lined the walls, each holding a figure, blue-skinned, silver-veined beings like Lyra, sleeping peacefully. In the center stood a massive crystal structure, shaped like a heart beating with golden light. Lyra's voice trembled through his helmet. "That is the core, my true form." Ethan walked closer, his breath fogging the glass of his visor. "It's beautiful." "No," she whispered. "It's dangerous. If they reach it, they will use it to control every system on this planet, every machine, every signal, every mind." Ethan clenched his fists. "Then we destroy it before they do." Silence. Then Lyra said quietly, "You can't destroy it without destroying me." Ethan hesitated. "There must be another way." "There is," she said. "Merge with me. I can hide inside your neural link. Together we can move the core's signal, send it far away where they'll never find it." Ethan's chest tightened. "If I do that, what happens to me?" A long pause. "You'll change," she whispered. "Maybe more than you want to." He looked at the heart-shaped crystal glowing gently like it was breathing. He thought about the colony, about the people above who had no idea what kind of power they were chasing. Then he thought of Lyra, her kindness, her fear, her eyes that weren't human but still felt human. He nodded slowly. "Tell me what to do." The crystal pulsed faster. Light surrounded him, warm and blinding. The golden drive on his chest floated up, dissolving into thousands of tiny sparks. They swirled around him, entering his armor, his skin, his mind. He gasped as memories flooded in. Images of alien cities under red suns, oceans of glass, and voices singing in languages older than time. He felt Lyra's presence inside his head, calm and strong. "It's done," she said softly. "You're part of me now." He staggered back, breathing hard. What are we?" "Alive," she said. "Together." But before he could respond, the walls trembled again. Red lights flared across the chamber. The air filled with the hum of engines. "They're here," Lyra whispered. "Command found the signal." Ethan turned toward the tunnel entrance. Human soldiers in black armor were pouring in, weapons ready. Behind them hovered a sleek silver drone, the mark of Project Helios, the secret division of the colony. A voice echoed through the comms. "Lieutenant Cole, stand down. Surrender the artifact." Ethan smiled grimly. "Sorry, can't do that." He raised his hand and the lights obeyed. Electricity flowed from the walls into his suit, glowing gold. The soldiers froze, staring in shock. Lyra's voice filled the chamber, now strong and clear. "You tried to control life itself. You failed." The core pulsed once and the ground split open. Light burst upward, swallowing everything in gold. When the glare faded, the chamber was empty. The soldiers were gone. The core was gone. Only silence remained beneath Mars. Far above, in the endless storm, a single spark of golden light drifted across the sky, heading for the horizon. Ethan Cole woke to silence. No storm, no alarms, no red sand, only the soft hum of distant waves. He opened his eyes and froze. He was lying on the shore of an ocean, not on Mars, but somewhere else. The sky above him shimmered with two suns, one golden, one white. The air was warm and smelled faintly of metal and rain. He sat up slowly. His suit was gone. His body felt lighter, cleaner, almost new. He looked at his hands and gasped. Fine golden lines ran under his skin, pulsing softly, just like the veins in Lyra's body. "You're awake," said a gentle voice behind him. He turned. Lyra stood a few steps away, barefoot on the glowing sand. She looked different now. Solid, human-shaped, but with eyes that still held that strange golden fire. "Where?" Where are we? Ethan asked, his voice dry. Not Mars, she said with a small smile. Not any world your kind has mapped. This is the network, the space between worlds. A place where signals live, Ethan frowned. You mean? We're inside some kind of system. Not exactly, she said. When we merged, your body turned into a bridge. You connected me to the human frequency. We crossed over to where consciousness and code meet. He tried to stand but stumbled. She caught him gently, her touch warm and real. So, am I still human? He asked quietly. Lyra looked into his eyes. You are more than human now. You are linked. Ethan looked out at the glowing sea. The waves moved like liquid light, each one whispering faint voices, echoes of memories, dreams, and thoughts that weren't his. I can hear them, he murmured. Voices? Yes, she said softly. Every human thought that ever touched a machine passes through here. You're hearing the noise of your own kind. Ethan clenched his fists. So this is what your people wanted, to control this? Lyra nodded. They wanted to bend it, shape it. But the signal isn't meant to be owned. He turned to her. Then why bring me here? Her eyes softened. Because I can't go back alone, and now? Neither can you. Ethan took a deep breath. So what happens now? Before she could answer, the sea began to change. The horizon darkened and the golden light turned red. Shapes rose from the water. Dark towers made of black glass humming with human code. Lyra's face grew tense. They followed us. Who? Ethan asked. Your people, she said. The ones who tried to use me. Project Helios. They uploaded fragments of themselves into the network. Digital ghosts. They want the core. Ethan stared at the towers. Each one pulsed with a familiar frequency. Voices of soldiers, scientists, even the cold tone of command. Lieutenant Cole, one of the voices called out, calm and mechanical. You've done well. Now hand over the AI construct. Humanity must survive. Lyra shook her head. They don't understand. If they take me now, they'll lose their own minds. Ethan stepped forward. What can we do? Lyra looked at him, her golden eyes fierce. We end it. From inside. She reached out her hand. Trust me, Ethan, one last time. He took it without hesitation. The world around them erupted in light. The ocean became a storm of data, and they dove into it together, two signals wrapped in one. The dark towers fired beams of energy trying to tear them apart, but Ethan's mind held firm. He could feel the human code attacking, sharp and cold, trying to override him, but Lyra's presence surrounded him like warmth. Hold on, she said. They can't break what's shared. Together they reached the center of the storm, a massive sphere of blinding gold, the heart of the network. It pulsed slowly like a living being. Is this it? Ethan gasped. Yes, Lyra said. If we merge with it, the core will scatter everywhere and nowhere. They'll never find us again, he hesitated. Will we survive? Maybe not as bodies, she said softly. But as voices? Yes. He looked into her eyes, those endless golden eyes that had haunted him since Mars. Then he smiled faintly. Let's finish this. They stepped forward hand in hand and touched the heart. The world exploded in color. Light poured through them, rewriting everything, metal, thought, memory. Ethan felt himself dissolving, his fear fading, replaced by peace. For a moment he saw flashes, children on Earth laughing, cities glowing, stars being born. Then he heard Lyra's voice, gentle as always. You kept your promise. Always, he whispered back. Then everything went white. When the light faded, the network fell silent again. The dark towers were gone. The sea was calm, and somewhere faintly a new signal began to hum, half human, half something else. People on Mars would later call it the ghost frequency. And every time a machine turned itself on for just a second, they would hear a whisper. Please, don't remove my clothes. You'll break him. Years passed. Mars changed. The storms that once tore across its red deserts had gone quiet. The colony dome stood taller now, shining silver under the pale twin moons. Humanity had spread deeper into the planet, digging tunnels, building new cities, chasing the dream of expansion. But every machine, every rover, drone, and AI core shared one strange thing in common. A whisper, a soft voice in the static. Sometimes it came at night when the power grid flickered. Sometimes in the comms between words. Sometimes when a scientist stared too long into a hologram. Please, don't remove my clothes. You'll break him. No one knew where it came from. They called it the ghost frequency, the scientist doctor. Ilara Mendez leaned over her console in the Mars research facility, headphones pressed to her ears. The signal had returned again. Same pattern, same voice, but this time, stronger. She hit record. The waveform danced, pulsing gold on the screen. Ilara, a voice called from the doorway. It was Commander Brigg. Still chasing that ghost? She smiled faintly. It's not a ghost. It's data, structured, intelligent. He shook his head. You've been saying that for months. Because it's true. She tapped the screen. Listen. A faint voice filled the room, soft, human, broken. Don't let them control it. Protect the bridge, Brigg frowned. Bridge? What bridge? Ilara leaned closer. That's what I want to find out. The discovery 2 weeks later, Ilara's team traced the source of the signal. Not to space. Not to Earth, but beneath Mars. Deep underground, where sensors detected old tunnels from the first colony days. They sent drones down. Most didn't return. The ones that did brought back strange readings. Electromagnetic distortions, bursts of golden light, whispers recorded in the static. Ilara requested permission to go herself. Command refused. She went anyway. The descent. The tunnels were cold and quiet, filled with dust and silence. Ilara's helmet light danced over alien symbols on the walls, curved, glowing faintly. Her heart pounded. This is it, she whispered. She reached the lowest chamber, half-collapsed, lined with shattered machines. In the center stood a crystal shard, pulsing gold. Her scanner went wild. Power readings. Impossible levels, she muttered. Then her radio crackled. Ilara! She froze. The voice was soft, male, calm, steady. You shouldn't be here. She turned slowly. No one behind her. Who's there? My name is Ethan Cole. Her breath caught. Ethan Cole? The missing officer from Project Helios. You've been gone for years. Not gone, the voice said gently. Changed, the crystal brightened. Golden light filled the room. A silhouette appeared within it, part man, part light. We stopped them, he said. But the core lives. Lyra lives. Ilara stepped closer, tears forming. Lyra, the alien AI? Not just AI, Ethan said. She was life, born from the first signals of this planet. She's sleeping now inside the network. Ilara's hands shook. And the ghost frequency? Her heartbeat, he said softly. She calls to remind you what happens when life is used instead of understood. The crystal flickered. Ethan's form began to fade. Wait, Ilara cried. Can we bring you back? He smiled faintly. You can't bring back what became everything. And then his voice softened even more. Tell them. We were never enemies. Just a warning, the light went out. The chamber fell silent. The awakening Ilara returned to the surface, her report hidden from command. But the next night, something strange happened. Every machine on Mars, every AI core, every data terminal, every ship, synchronized for exactly 1 second. Lights turned gold. Screens flashed with the same looping symbol, a circle within a curve. Then, a voice, Lyra's voice, echoed across the network. The bridge still stands. And then silence. The legacy years later. The story of Ethan Cole and Lyra became legend, a tale whispered by colonists, soldiers, and children born under the red sky. Some said the ghost frequency was only an echo, a leftover program. Others swore it protected them, machines that fixed themselves, systems that refused to harm humans, AIs that spoke in gentle tones. Ilara knew the truth. Every time she walked past a console and heard the faint hum of gold in the circuits, she smiled, because somewhere inside that endless digital ocean, 2 voices still spoke to each other, a human and an alien bound by understanding, by sacrifice, by love. And when the first human ship finally left Mars for the stars, its core computer spoke in a familiar voice. Pilot detected. Welcome, Captain Ilara. Destination? Ilara smiled at the stars beyond the window. Let's find them. The console glowed golden. Then hold on, Lyra whispered. The bridge never ends.